I devote the first half of my morning to my authoring and my presentation of learning activities online, because that's what I'm doing, and intend to eventually make some money when I get a repertoire of it organized. I will stop. I guess I wasn't disturbed. I was able to do some of it this morning, and my charge ran down on the phone anyway, so I have to stop and recharge. What is this one? After I recorded the video about people coming back, or being married to someone who has an old man at him. Some people marry older men, and I remember, I forgot, in Labrador, my goodness, we weren't very old, and it was all in our heads. Well, it wasn't really all in our heads. It was all in my head. But what was happening was some of the girls were marrying older men after they divorced their first wife and their family, which is horrible. Okay, maybe that's what's happening to Chris, because he has one of them, and he's one of those who are on that run. And so something walks in, and, well, I couldn't have blamed the girls back then that I know of, unless they, from now, went back and did it for themselves. And some of them married older men who, had so-called money, which meant they were the kind of people like my poor brother who worked their way into a company and ran a franchise of something. That's all it is. There's no money. There's a lot of numbers in your net worth, but you're a barterer by that point. Everything you own and have is trading or on credit, and you don't answer your phone anymore. But you have to keep going because it's a service to somebody. And they walk around looking like, well, I don't know, the housewives of Labrador City, right? I mean, it wasn't really in Labrador City by that point. Most of them went away when they retired, and that's when they married. And I had in my head, because I don't do a lot of talking about things like that. Back then, I didn't talk at all out loud, but I mean, it was there and I heard it, and I don't know, but Emma doesn't hear it, or somebody's justifying this, and when you hear it in your head, it sounds so important, but it's just somebody surreying you through time and space, and I'm sorry to use that, but that's what the word is on my phone, and that's how I see them doing it when I see it happening, as often as not. Except for people who keep spirits around them and use them to, because there are people who have charge of the spirit world, right? The pagans. And I guess some, perhaps Native American and Native other place cultures have it in a different manner, but it can't be done. It's just the Syrian thing explains what it looks like for some of the people who are being given the opportunity. You speak in, and something comes to you, or you're walking along and you trip over something that your brother-in-law left, and so you pick up your phone, and what would you like to say to him is what you hear. So you say whatever it is, and it goes to his head, and he may or may not know. But in this case, I had heard at the time that apparently if I had an older man, I wasn't going to end up with him, because my father had said I didn't have to and didn't need to. Well, thank God. Right? The city girls, they seem to find out early. My sister always said that was her song, and she would marry one like it, and I would live in the little pool house out behind her house. Well, I mean, in my time stuck in my head at places like Colorado, not being able to get away from being the fan base for the situation. Not that I wouldn't ordinarily be, but it's just destroyed anything I have to actually be a fan of anything, because there's so much innuendo with everything. And when I feel like I'm just spending too much time in my head, in my subconscious, with any particular person, especially if they have money, I try to build them a house, because you know what? If it's not that, you're going to be having what they call on TV sexual relations with them in your mind all the time. So for a while, something at me was very upset, very damaged, because these people were walking off with these beautiful houses that I had created in my mind for them. What is it? The mind is the devil's workshop, or idle hands are the devil's workshop. Well, this is it, isn't it? But I didn't marry my old man. But this wasn't where I was going anyway. What it was when I came through here, I started out as an Anglican, had also attended United Church. My father was United. Very, not staunch, but very secure, calm, comfortable religion. Taking it very seriously, listening to the minister, praying. Also being aware that sometimes you can go too far out. We weren't the really tight religion. Not that we would do things badly, but if we were praying and seeing that we weren't breaking a commandment or trying not to, we needed to be comfortable enough to understand. And perhaps because we had some other spirits on our back from other religions to understand with, we were being, the world representative for whatever denomination or religion we were practicing. But when I went through, I was thrown up in the air because everything that I did was following a set course. There is a word, but I can't think of it now. But I was that kind of an Anglican. I just followed the course outline for Anglicanism, and it's not the church word. But of course, bark over my head won't let me have the church word, which I do know. And so people who are not religious, take Nazis or whatever, you go your whole life and you're sort of that. I come from, Great Britain, or I come from a place where we're Christian, or I come from somewhere where we're something else. And you don't really know your calling because somebody hasn't come to collect it or whatever that is with the revelation, when perhaps what it is that at the revelation I became a staunch Anglican. Excuse me, at the revelation, someone who was born to Nazi Germany, whether their family hadn't really done it for years, but it was there, it's part of them, it's what they were coming through, that's all they can become. Perhaps it is your destiny, though. Perhaps it is just that is what you did become, and you're vaguely aware of it, and you don't quite know why you became it, but it is there waiting for you, and you had already walked through it in, not in a past time, in just the knowledge that you're going to walk through it. Not your eternity in heaven, just the path of what you did. And we're all going to come out as what we are in the end anyway. I heard the Nazi say yesterday. So there's no point denying it. And you're not allowed to deny it because of God and the revelation and Jesus and the judgment. And that's just that.